This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners, a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and Nazi assassin, Stairmaster.
I am not your mother, said the hand. Whatever the rest of that was.
Oh, you're not very good at this whole Nazi thing.
I'm not good at reading.
Oh, yeah. I guess there were some who weren't very good at reading. Between the lines.
I believe that Mingles was like a college dropout.
I could see that, yeah.
A lot of the Nazis were fail sons, if you look at their lives.
Oh, so you would fit right in.
Oh. House made of glass, Swanson. House made of glass.
And with us, as always, is our other co-host and Jewish philanthropist / Nazi hunter, Kieran.
Hey guys, I'm not going to do a Jewish voice because that would be highly offensive.
That's smart. This was a test, and you passed.
Yes. Welcome to the hunt.
Yeah, the defamation leak is here.
Now we will hunt down the irony guys on Twitter.
So
all the racism.
So I thought those were podcast reviewers with their clipboards, but that's the ADL.
That's right. Yeah, the anti-defamation leak is here, and they've rated you a 10, Kieran.
Oh, yes.
They've listened to more episodes than any other group on the planet.
That's right.
Yeah, and Stairmaster, you got some pretty harsh commentary for the
I did get a D+.
For the Dark Crystal episode. That was...
Hey, I was saying they were that show was racist.
Yeah, I was gonna add that I got an F for reading something off a poll. So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was a great episode for our.
That was a nadir of TV tuning.
For our ADL score.
So I'm really happy to have made up for that with this move, and I hopefully don't mess it up. With my planned remarks for the end of the episode when we talk about the show.
I hope we don't mess it up by implying there's a cabal monitoring our media output made up of a certain ethnic group.
Well, I mean, they're a very noticeable and obvious group of people who exist in the real world.
Yeah.
And are in the room with us, being very, very quiet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going underground.
Oh.
Huh, interesting.
Literally. I didn't know they could do that.
What do you mean by they?
Did you not see like the shovels on their hands?
Oh.
Well, if you like what you're listening to so far,
I'm so sorry.
why not consider subscribing? We're available on all of the podcatchers of your choice. Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, and more. You can give us a subscribe and maybe a 5-star review, and it will be greatly appreciated by us. And yeah, if you have any other ways that you want to follow us, if you want to give us some love on other platforms, we're available on Twitter. The show is on Twitter at TV Tuners. And you can use the hashtag TV Tuners, and we'll give a glance at what you're saying. We might even mention it here on the show. And as always, if you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights, or otherwise, send them to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kieran?
Uh-oh. I wasn't listening, and I don't know the email, so I'm just going to say Stairmaster1 12345678910 at yahoo.com.
Yes.
That's right. And yeah, I think that's the fastest that you guys let me get through that.
A
So,
new
congrats.
Yeah, we just S ranked that plug section.
Yeah, we really did. All right.
That was cool.
What'd you guys watch this week?
Uh-oh.
Look, before we get into the obvious one, let's get into the obvious one right away. It's time for Soul Watch.
So,
Soul Watch.
oh, it was good this week.
This week's was a good episode.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Better Call Saul, I think that's really just keeping me down on this show, just, upsetting me a lot, is that they only give us one episode each week.
Yeah.
They should give us all the episodes at once.
And then keep making episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, they should just do infinite spin-offs of this as well. Just keep going back.
Yeah, you give me
Don't-
give me It's Time for Kim.
It's You Better Mean Gene.
Yeah. Give me Fuck Chuck. Give me all of them, yeah.
Gotta fuck Chuck.
Oh no. Yeah. I mean, it was a good ep. The ants were all real in the opening, so it's pretty
Heel
interesting.
rules.
I would watch that though.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
watch it too.
You gotta watch these ants. They got a camera and put them next to the ants and watch them eat an ice cream cone.
Yeah, it's good
They're
stuff.
real ants.
Yeah, if you are on Twitter or listen to the Better Call Saul podcast, they explain that they brought in an ant wrangler who sucked them all up afterwards in a little vacuum and went away.
Allegedly, the ants were fine.
I mean, I'm sure they probably were.
Yeah, but all we have to go off of is the ant.
They would not
wranglers.
bring in a man who would kill the ants. That's insane.
I am the ant keeper.
Do not call pest control.
Yeah, then they were gonna call pest control. But
I don't like ants, but
yeah,
I don't like ants, but this shot was somehow very beautiful.
yeah. The only part I didn't enjoy was the part where the ant sort of chirps. That was gross.
Yeah, I did. Ants are supposed to be quiet because when I see ants on the floor, they're quiet. Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to hear an ant go making a bug noise.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I didn't need to hear that. Stair does an incredible impression of an ant.
Well,
Yeah.
Swanson, I don't know if you've heard about this, but Stairmaster is an ant.
Oh, he is
I'm
an
actually
ant?
a swirling mass of ants.
In a
Oh.
human suit?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
almost as bad as being a bunch of spiders. But
Yeah, slightly better, I guess.
I can fight spiders, though.
Oh.
With my organization via my chemical-based hive mind.
it makes you more dangerous, but also less creepy because I don't like
Yes.
spiders.
But you know what I was thinking about with this opening, guys?
Imagine spiders had hives. If
Oh,
they had,
this-
society.
Oh no! Please,
Spider Kingdom.
I don't think human beings would be alive if that were the case.
Yeah, that would suck.
What were you gonna say, Swanson, about the intro?
Never mind, it's apparently not important.
Oh.
No,
Yeah,
it's really nothing compared to spiders, which is what everyone logs on to Twitter to.
I think everyone
Read
wants to
about-
hear about Spider Kingdom.
I don't know, spiders are kind of spooky, man.
You ever go on @spiders on Twitter?
Oh, God.
I've never looked at that page. Hopefully, it's not something really nasty.
It's probably spiders.
It's probably made by a bunch of spiders.
I think anyone could have made it, so it could be some demon possessed man who sees
There
spiders
could be a
everywhere.
guy named Spider.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Anyway, there were other things that happened in the episode that also rocked.
I agree.
Lalo and Saul met up. That was dope.
When are they going to kiss?
Season finale.
Okay, I've done the due diligence on this account, and there is a Spiders Twitter account, of course, and it is protected. What are they hiding?
Oh,
I think they probably
spiders.
Yeah.
132 tweets, all hidden.
Oh God.
Mike cured his depression by breaking a boy.
I mean, that's the only way to feel. That's the only way to feel better.
Yeah, I can only overcome my emotions through extreme violence.
I broke your boy. What are you gonna do? And Gus had some huge anime villain introductions in this episode, which I appreciate. It was some JoJo shit. He's just staring at a power plant while being introduced, and like all of the lighting is like directly going to him. And of course, it's all yellow lighting because it's Gus.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's good. It was good. It's good stuff.
So
I'm really looking forward to seeing all these characters having a great time with Gus and having a thriving, happy business.
Yeah, like if you put the Imperial March over that scene, it probably would have fit.
So what else did you see this weekend, Swanson? I was about to say Saul.
Oh, what else did I watch this week? That was pretty much it.
This week I did a bunch of weed.
It's not a TV show.
Yeah, it's not a thing to watch.
That's why I can't recall what I watched this week.
Well, did you didn't watch something while high and have it change dramatically and be much more memorable?
Oh, I did try watching Keep Your Hands Off Aizokin.
Did they keep? But you kept your hands off it.
Yeah, I did, but it was a little weird. The theme song did hit me a little bit differently and make me kind of paranoid. Kia, you might be familiar with this. You might have seen the Twitter parodies. The ones with the song that's all like, easy breezy, and they're doing the dances.
I've vaguely recalled this, but it is not fresh in my mind at all.
Yeah, that was fucking with me, seeing that high.
Sounds a little creepy.
Anyways, it's good. It's funny.
All right.
I don't need to explain what it's about, of course.
No, I'm sure everyone can immediately tell from the title that it's about what it's about, and it's very clear and concise.
Okay. So what'd you see this week, Keo?
Well, I watched more One Piece. Want to talk about that for 5 minutes and have Swanson
Luffy
edit it out? Luffy is in the sky, like on the clouds.
Oh, Skypiea.
And at first it looks like the sky is like a nice place. They've got nice people there, but turns
maybe
out
get like some cereal or something.
But then it turns out it's sky apartheid.
Yeah, it's a nasty place. Swanson, what you gonna share that cereal with me?
No, this is for when you guys talk about One Piece. I'm just gonna eat a bowl of cereal.
Also,
enjoy myself.
Also, there was that big dummy guy that Luffy met. Who told him never to give up on his dreams.
I love Crunchios.
The guy with the very blackish beard.
Yeah.
Swanson, the part where you're ringing the bell?
No, Swanson, you're making me real hungry.
Oh, you getting the munchies?
Sounds like a personal problem. I got this bowl of cereal here.
Well, listen, Swanson. One Piece is a good manga. It's a good anime, at least at the beginning. So just
how do you know it's a good manga? You've admitted on the podcast that you didn't read the manga.
Oh, this is getting heated.
Well, I've watched what it's based off of, and I've looked at the art, and it's good. So give me the cereal.
That's fair, I guess. All right, here you go. I have one. There's one Crunchio left in there.
All right.
All right. Anyway, it's time for the news.
No?
That's right. Judge Judy has officially announced she's stepping down from her mantle of judgedom.
Oh, rest in peace.
She will no longer judge, obviously fake cases.
Oh, wow, you're a Judge Judy truther? Is that how just lie on television?
Aren't they like real cases that people agree to go on TV for?
I don't think she's a certified judge anymore.
Oh, haven't you just been faking it for the last couple of years?
Like, well, what is she, like a professional arbitrator?
She's a professional liar. Anyway, Judy Scheindlin is finally stepping down from her Judge Judy courtroom. if you're not familiar with Judge Judy, she's the lady that you see on any anytime you're in like a waiting room around like 2 to like 4.
Or at your grandparents' house while they have the TV on.
Yeah, or like waiting for some like car repairs. We've all been here. If there's a TV on in some sort of like communal area, odds are that Judge Judy is there.
I like to watch Judge Judy when she yells at the poor people.
Yeah, she sure does love yelling at poor people, which makes sense because she's one of the highest paid hosts in TV. She makes $47 million a year.
I like it when she says, "I'm the boss, applesauce."
Does she say that?
According to Wikipedia, she has a list of various Judaisms. Would you like me to read all of them?
Sure.
I'm the boss, applesauce. Baloney.
You can't just hold on.
You can, and she did apparently.
You can't just make one of your Judaisms an actual word.
Do I have stupid written over my forehead? Is what you would say in response to that.
Her other one, ham sandwich.
I'm here because I'm smart, not because I'm young and gorgeous, although I am.
Wow.
If you live to be 100, you will never be as smart as I am, sir.
What? I like that the sir is always part of it.
Clearly you are not wrapped too tight.
What?
Where did you think you were coming to today? The beach?
Hold on, let's go back to that one before. Clearly you're not wrapped too tight? She's saying that he's like falling apart at the seams? Is the person like came into her courtroom whose just organs are spilling out of? And
I think she's saying you don't have it together.
According to Wikipedia, this is from a transcript of an interview with Larry King?
Oh, well, Larry King isn't wrapped too tight, to be fair. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe Larry King is wrapped too tight. That's how he stayed old this entire...
He's got like a really loose interviewing style, though, so...
Anyways, I'm speaking. Listening ears. Those are two separate ones.
She likes to say that.
Listening ears, that sounds like something we should use from the podcast.
Beauty fades. Dumb is forever. That goes for both boys and girls.
That sounds like something you'd see someone wearing a t-shirt of.
It doesn't work on me. I have a husband at home, so it doesn't work on me.
Wait, was she turning down Joe Biden? What the fuck is she...
I guess a lot of plaintiffs try to seduce her or something. There are no new stories, just new face. Just a new face. That sounds like a Mike Ehrmantraut line.
She's saying like her husband lies a lot so she can see through the lies?
Yeah, her husband's lying to her all the time. What was that last one you said?
It's really hard to tell what that is.
There are no new stories. There's just a new face.
Oh.
She's seen it all, boys.
Is that the last one?
I'm successful.
I mean, I guess like a little bit of a humble brag from Judge Judy there, but like, yeah, we know.
That's my middle name. Fair.
I think she's got a bit of an ego on her for a judge.
If you interrupt again, madam, your case is dismissed, and I'm throwing you out. Do we understand each other?
That just sounds like a normal judge thing.
I've been in this business for over 40 years.
Okay, well, that's just her saying her bona fides.
Do I look like I need help from you?
Oh, she probably says that at the supermarket all the time.
That's a lot of Who Shot John.
Supermarket? Do you think she goes to the store herself?
No.
This is my playpen.
I don't think I want to hear a judge say that.
Yeah, I think a courtroom is supposed to be like a solemn location where we enact the law, right?
Yeah, I don't think I want to hear a judge say it's their playpen.
Unless she's saying it seductively to me, then maybe.
Scheidlin has stated that the main message she wants viewers to take from her program is that people must take responsibility for their actions and do the right thing.
I'm sure that's what everyone takes away from Judge Judy.
That's in the article about all these Judaisms.
Anyway, yes, Judge Judy is coming to an end with its upcoming 25th season. CBS, which will continue to air it in reruns, has paid $100 million for the complete back catalog, as well as distribution. And Judy has announced that she's moving on to a new show called Judy Justice. That
She
What?
becomes a Supreme Court justice.
that has there's no information on that.
Is it just Judge Judy again, but with a different title, or what?
We don't know because there's no information on it. She shared this news with Ellen DeGeneres on Ellen, and then teased that Judy Justice will come out a year after the end of Judge Judy, but it will be airing somewhere. It's unclear.
Okay, but do you think if she pitched that show to President Trump, he'd make her a Supreme Court justice?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not convinced that he won't do that if someone dies before he's out of office.
It's up to you.
No, you know who he would pick. Look, I'm cool with the black people. I've announced that I'm hiring Judge Joe Brown.
Don't you mean Judge Mathis?
Well, Judge Joe Brown's also there. Judge Mathis.
Yeah, Judge Mathis is way more popular.
Okay, fine.
Please
Judge
stop upsetting me
Mathis.
with these Supreme Court picks. That's like the one legitimately scary thing Trump can do is appoint Supreme Court justices.
Look, the nice thing about if he picked Judge Judy is that she would die pretty quickly into office, so...
Well, she's been cursed by, the Burn Man.
By the Bernie Bros. The Bernie Bros got her
Yes,
show
this news
taken
comes
down.
like 2 weeks after she insulted Bernie in the
This
press.
is what happens.
Listen, they go for the jugular, I'm telling you, those Bernie bros.
Anyway, we have no idea what Judy Justice will entail, but I imagine it'll just be like something court-related, probably. We have not seen sadly, we have not seen the last of Judge Judy.
Wow.
Someone we may have seen the last of, though, is Chris Matthews.
Rest in
Someone
peace.
who's also gotten the curse of the burn.
Yes, Chris Matthews has announced that he is retiring, effective immediately.
And by immediately, you mean on the air.
Yes.
Right before commercial break.
Bringing an abrupt end to his long-running show that no one cares about, Hardball.
Hard dick.
Yeah.
With Chris Matthews. Thanks for listening,
was
folks.
Hardball the one that Jon Stewart went on and roasted him?
No, he went on like CNN's Hot Shots? No.
Well, it was Chris Matthews was
Crossfire.
there, wasn't it?
CNN
I
had
thought
a show
Crossfire
like,
was like an onion thing that they were making
CNN
fun of
had a
it
show
with.
like called Crossfire, and Jon Stewart went on there. Famously.
Oh yeah, but Chris Matthews was there, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of the thing that made like Jon Stewart popular.
Yes.
Wish I could go on one of these shows and yell at people and get popular.
Well, you have to be a comedian first. A very middling comedian.
I'm gonna make some
according to
really
this,
funny jokes.
Crossfire starred Stephanie Cutter, Van Jones, Newt Gingrich,
What?
Etsy Cup, and Wolf Blitzer.
It's amazing to hear what Newt Gingrich has like been around for so long. He's like an eternally old
Oh, that was
gross
for
man.
They relaunched it in 2014, and that's who they got for. They got Newt Gingrich. Why? You know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna try. Why can't
When
I
your
say
big
his name?
gid is Newt Gingrich,
I
maybe
keep
it's
thinking
time
I'm
to
saying-
pack it up.
Man, fuck that guy's name. I keep thinking I'm saying it wrong, but it's just a fucked up name in general.
Yeah.
He's a nasty man.
Anyways, yeah. Now Chris Matthews is feeling the burn. Just like Judge Judy and just like Flavor Flav.
And what was the story behind that? Was he like accused of sexual harassment or something?
Yes.
I think he was just upset about the primary, the bottom.
No, well, I mean, yes, he left, but he was also had some accusations against him.
Oh.
You know what it was? Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson was on Crossfire. That's who it was. It wasn't Chris Matthews.
I guess Chris Matthews has done nothing of note.
He's played hardball. He really gets is down and dirty with the politics.
Yeah, he'll do things like suggest that Bernie Sanders winning is worse than Nazis invading France.
And that his supporters are going to execute him in Central Park.
Yeah. Well, they might do that now.
Well,
I think Trump might do it for the clout.
There's no
Anyway,
evidence that they haven't already done that.
In addition to the accusations against him, it also comes in the wake of a pretty sexist interview he had with Elizabeth Warren.
Oh no!
which also
King.
happened while she was talking about Mike Bloomberg being accused of inappropriate comments. So,
What a country.
Probably not the best guy to have those questions
yeah.
fielded in front of him.
Apparently his retirement was already underway, and they just sort of sped that up by having him just walk off.
Well, from what I hear, they were not prepared for it at all because they cut back to another news anchor and he was just completely shook.
Yeah, well, because Chris Matthews is a big man baby who couldn't handle the fact that someone won something that he didn't like.
Yeah, not hard dick at all.
No, soft dick. Looks like in the end, he had soft balls. Wait,
Or like-
I guess everyone has soft.
Maybe
Never
more
mind,
like,
look.
More like blue balls with Chris Matthews because he left his audience hanging in the second half of his program.
Oh yeah, he didn't give him the good old rub and tug.
Yeah, they did not get the sweet satisfaction of the second hour of hardball.
Yeah, that's what we all look forward to. Anyway,
Are those programs 2 hours long? I don't even know.
Who cares?
who could tell? I'm not in that demographic.
It's exactly 60 minutes, and I have a little watch at the start.
Oh yeah, it goes.
And
it
it-
goes. Tick, 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 tick.
Does 60 minutes even do anything anymore? I never
Yeah.
hear about it.
Yeah, they
mean-
interview people and they're like, there's an interview. No one cares.
60 minutes is like still a thing.
It's still a thing, but it's
I
not,
mean, it's on
not-
the air, but it's not
it's
a
not,
thing.
it's not the big deal that people made it out to be. Like most of the media, I guess.
Yeah. Like,
Well, yeah.
back when they would have the guy from Inside Man on.
Well, yeah, back then that was the only way you could get news. So
Or, I mean, the Insider, not Inside Man. Different movie.
Yeah, I bet if 60 Minutes had an interview with a guy who came on and said he's responsible for like 20 conspiracies, no one would notice.
yeah,
Oh, you mean
But-
the Jeffrey Epstein episode?
yeah,
Where they have Jeffrey Epstein on himself, who's still alive.
yeah.
Mr. Epstein, how are you here despite having died 6 months ago?
No one will notice I'm here.
Quite
That
easy.
is true.
It was quite easy to escape from that facility.
Yeah, actually, Jeffrey Epstein was named one of Barbara Walters' most fascinating people last year. And he showed up to be interviewed for it. Anyway, yeah, it looks like Chris Matthews is gone.
Goodbye.
To Central Park with him.
Ooh.
I
For,
heard they're setting up the guillotine as we speak.
Oh, I thought you were saying, like, for like a nice picnic or something.
No, he's going to be guillotined in Central Park.
It's going to
Oh,
be an
Just as he
outing.
worried.
Wow. That's intense.
Yeah.
Rest in piss.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. That's it for the news. So how about we take a quick smoke break?
Ooh. I love smoking.
Yeah. Yeah, not that kind of smoking, buddy.
Oh.
As always, we're part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. And there's other great podcasts on this network, including this one. Did I Say Something Wrong? Did I Say Something Wrong as a sort of acidic, acerbic take on modern day etiquette or something. I don't know. Listen to him talk about it.
Hi, I'm Brad.
This is Rob.
And I'm Dustin. You guys, I messed up.
I hate him so much, Rob.
Kill yourself already. Jeez.
Oh, we can't use this one. Because you dropped the F-bomb and you told him to kill himself.
Oh, did I say something wrong?
Only on Big Heads Media.
Yes! Nailed it!
God, I hate you guys.
Wow.
What
Wow.
an interesting group of people who we just listened to.
Did they say something wrong, though?
Yes.
No. I agree with them entirely.
No, they said some pretty offensive things.
Especially
Yeah.
that.
I'm shook.
Yeah,
I agree with them about women.
Oh, yeah. Bernie Bros to the end.
They do be shopping.
Yeah, and sometimes they do want to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Anyway, yeah, you can check them out and other great podcasts on BigHeadsMedia.com. All right, well, let's move on with a segment near and dear to our hearts. It's Guess Who's Coming! Hit the theme, Kyorain.
Not Chris Matthews.
A very solemn theme for a very solemn show.
That's right.
For those who may not know, Guess Who's Coming is a segment in which I give you the names, by you I mean Kyorain and Stairmaster, of upcoming television shows, and you and Stairmaster Kyorain decide what these shows are.
Yes.
Based off of these titles, and then the winner gets a prize.
Well, also you tell us what network they're airing on. That helps.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't really help me much, but...
And, of course, as with the last edition of Guess Who's Coming, streaming services are now available. They're now in the running.
Okay.
Hell World.
All
Ready,
right, so
Swanson.
I've got 5 shows here for you. We'll see if we have to use all of them. All right. This first one is called Council of Dads.
Stare.
Okay, so a bunch of divorced dads decide to form a legal firm together.
Like they're already
Yes.
lawyers?
No, they're not already lawyers. That's
So
part
they-
of the fun.
They all go take like the bar exam together.
Yes. And then they start helping disadvantaged people.
And like Chuck
With legal
McGill is
defense.
there. And he's going like, "You're not real lawyers."
Yeah.
Now, can I ask for clarification on this title, Swanson? Because
I'll allow
said,
it, but watch yourself, counselor.
you said council, not council, right?
No, Council of Dads.
Okay.
Is that how's that spelled?
CONCIL.
Ah, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Stairmaster. All right. So, picture a society where everyone has a group of the same dads.
Oh no.
The Council of Dads has spoken.
Everyone must answer to this elite group of dads who make decisions on behalf of every person in the world. The ultimate group of patriarchs.
Hold on, so everyone's dad is in that council, but it's like only a very small number of dads?
Yeah, it's the ultimate patriarchy.
Yeah, and like they have to like deliberate on every fatherly decision.
Should we
Yeah.
let the children drive? No. It is not yet. It is not yet time.
Which
have spoken.
which sport must our boy play?
Someone needs to get me a beer.
He is tall, so I therefore suggest basketball. He will dunk. All right. Scott Perry, a loving father of 5, has his entire life's plan thrown into upheaval by an unexpected health scare. He calls on a few of his most trusted friends to step in as backup dads to help guide and support his growing family, just in case he ever can't be there to do it himself.
That sounds like
This is-
providing legal aid to economically
No, it
disadvantaged people.
No, it doesn't. No, it
In this
doesn't.
case, it's a prime dad.
This
being
sounds like
helped out
Full
by the
House,
other
but with
dad.
2 extra dads. And 2 more kids.
So
Too many kids for a
think-
sitcom.
I don't think Stairs even close. I got the point.
Yeah, 5 kids? What is this dude, Mormon? Who can
It's
afford
just bad
that 5
TV.
kids in this
You can't have
economy?
you can't have a good dynamic if there's like 7 people in the family.
Yeah, there's at least 10.
Yeah, the
There's
Cosby Show had like half the kids off on the other side of the planet at any given time.
Yeah.
They're scared the audience is going to get too bored, so they have
Anyways,
to
I
have a bunch
get
of
the point.
characters. Why do you get the point?
Yeah, your thing was like a legal thing, and Keelarian's thing was like a weird, like, apocalyptic future. So, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but mine has dads helping other people.
That is a good point, Keelarian.
Mine was actually about parenthood, which is what this show's about. And mine has a group of dads who all preside over the same group of children, which is every child.
Ooh. Yeah, Keo gets the point.
Fuck!
Yes!
All right, and that was an NBC show, by the way.
Hmm.
The only actually broadcast network that's on this month's game.
Wow.
Next one. The most dangerous animal of all.
Ooh, this is like a propaganda show about, I don't know, like elephants or something.
Excuse me?
Wouldn't that be hippopotamuses? Since they kill the most people yearly.
Oh, here we go with his hippopotamus propaganda again.
Okay, so here's my pitch.
I didn't even get to finish.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a blatant propaganda show where they demonize an arbitrary animal. I'm just going to say elephants.
Like
I can't really
the
predict
same one, or like a different one each week.
No, it's they're fixated on the same animal, and it's one that's not particularly dangerous.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So there's this guy, Luke Ironchest.
It's a man?
He's a man. He spent his life as a big game hunter.
What a man!
now
What
it's-
a man! What a man!
But now he's going to hunt poachers. The most dangerous animal of all
Oh, man.
is man.
Oh, okay, all right.
Or,
A lot of
maybe
predictions
he's the most
here.
dangerous animal because he's hunting them.
Oh,
Oh, I think Stairs got this. The most dangerous animal is, in fact, man, so...
yeah. Well, that's Well, I mean, a lot of good predictions here. Let's see how close you guys got. The most dangerous animal of all explores one man's search for the father who abandoned him, only to uncover the worst. He believes his father is the Zodiac Killer.
Oh my!
Oh, no.
It's
Okay,
about Ted Cruz's son.
That is kind of close to mine. I mean, it does involve men hunting other men who are criminals.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much of a defense for Keo's thing. There's no animals at all in this. No talk of elephants or anything.
It's not the same man every week.
I don't... It is the same man every week that they're fixated on.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to give this the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an FX show, so that might be a stay
Yeah.
tuned. I don't know. Anyway, now we move into the world of streaming.
Oh, boy.
What streaming service is this?
This one right here is Hulu.
Ooh, okay.
I'm very interested to see your predictions for this one. This one is called Devs.
Devs?
Devs. Devs.
Oh, fuck me.
Stare? Like, why are you saying that? Why are you upset?
Okay, so it's like this quirky comedy in this computer software office. And there's a guy and a girl, and they sort of like are on again, off again. Or maybe it's like there's some romantic tension between them.
Okay, is that your whole guess? It's a...
Yeah,
So,
and there'll be one big name comedy actor.
so you're basically saying it's like that show we watched about the game company.
Yes.
But on
No.
Hulu instead.
No, this is about... this is this is like a Terminator prequel series
Oh.
where we
Okay.
followed the developers of the Skynet,
Okay.
and it's a wacky sitcom comedy.
Oh, but it is a wacky sitcom.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what's going to happen. They just think they're making a missile defense program.
Okay, all right. Some bold predictions yet again.
It's got such like a basic, silly sounding title that I can't imagine it's actually.
I thought Keo was going to go for like an acronym.
The series
That would
focuses
be
on a
too much
young
work.
software engineer named Lily Chan, who works for Amaya, a cutting-edge tech company based in Silicon Valley. After her
That's-
boyfriend Sergey's apparent suicide, Lily suspects foul play and begins
What
to
the-
investigate. She quickly
fuck?
realizes that all roads lead to Forrest, I'm Amaya's animatic CEO and Devs, the company's secret development division.
What?
That's right, yeah.
I think I'm closer.
Yes, I think Kyo is closer.
Somehow Kyorin managed to be closer. So yeah, I mean, there you go, Kyorin. It might end up being a Terminator prequel. Probably not. It is on Hulu, although technically it is an FX produced show.
This is
Because
very
FX
convoluted and confusing now.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this on the podcast much, but FX has like a deal with Hulu now where they're doing shows exclusively for Hulu, but also branding it as FX content.
Yeah,
Baffling.
this is a weird world we live in.
Yeah. Anyway, you can watch The Shield on Hulu now, so that's dope.
Yeah. I've never seen The Shield.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Anyway, next up, this one's called Hillary. I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Don't guess what this one is.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to point out that that's a thing that's on Hulu this month.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're probably gonna skip over that one.
Oh, what's it about, Swanson?
It's about Hillary Clinton.
Oh no!
Should I read the ad copy on this?
Why not? We're already this far in here.
A remarkably intimate portrait of a public woman.
Oh.
Hillary interweaves revealing moments from never-before-seen 2016 campaign footage with biographical chapters of her life, featuring exclusive interviews with Hillary Rodham Clinton herself, Bill
Please,
Clinton,
no.
Chelsea Clinton, friends and journalists. The series examines how she became at once one of the most admired and vilified women of the world. I like that the only named people are her family.
Well, her friends are people like Les Wexner and Jeffrey Epstein, so...
True.
Well, I can imagine if they had Chris Tucker on the cover.
Yeah, be good. All right. Let's see here. All right, sure. This next one is called 000.
Okay.
Zero. Okay, go ahead.
This is an Amazon
So it's-
show, by the way.
Okay, so it's about these guys in this missile silo. And then World War III breaks out. And the missile launch code happens to be 000 because the Air Force didn't believe in nuclear safety until like the late 80s.
Ooh, okay.
And then it follows their trials and tribulations as they have to escape the silo after the nuclear war happened. But they're trapped underground for several months and have to also fight off insanity.
This is very detailed.
Yeah.
What did this title spark in your brain?
For a brief time, like, all the launch codes in the missile silos in America were 000.
It feels
Why
like
would
I
they
hit
do
the
that?
launch codes in your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, meet Agent Daniel Zero.
I thought your pitch was just going to be meat.
Now, meet Agent Daniel Zero. He's a no-nonsense government guy ready to do some gun action and shoot some people.
Ooh, I love gun action.
Maybe it's about the Zero Espada.
But also meet Agent John Zero.
Oh.
His gruff rival and off-the-rails cop who wants to get down to action.
Off the rails.
But also, check out Agent Scott Zero.
What?
So there's 3 zeros, so...
A by-the-book desk worker who
Has a gun.
who has a gun and wants people to stick to protocol.
And will enforce it at gunpoint.
I'm surprised none of you guys went with the obvious joke.
What joke?
This is a 007 prequel.
Oh my god. Well, I was kind of tapping into that, I guess.
Yeah. No, yeah, but my show's better than whatever this is going to be.
Probably. Although I suspect you'll be interested in this.
Let's see.
The
What is
series
it,
follows
24
the
spin-off?
series follows the journey of a massive cocaine shipment from the Mexican cartels managing the drug's production to the Italian crime syndicates handling worldwide distribution, and American businesses, apparently above suspicion, controlling the seemingly infinite amount of money which the market produces.
That sounds like more than 0.
000.
Are there going to be like federal agents in this?
I mean, I'm not sure.
I think they're just gonna fight amongst themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
it sounds like there's no law enforcement at all mentioned here.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
it's-
saying these companies don't face any legal consequences for this? Wow.
yeah, not currently.
Look, I'm picturing like they like have to bribe like a government guy.
Hold on, didn't like one of the big national banks just get like slammed for being involved in drug trading, like tens of billions of dollars worth?
Yeah, do you think that's like a huge amount for them, though?
No,
Yeah.
I just remembered that and wanted to bring it up.
No, it's to then that amount is 000.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to add 3 more zeros onto it for them to care.
Yeah.
So who
Anyway,
gets the
Keo,
point?
I think Keo gets the point.
yeah,
I
but we're ready
guess.
for a more interesting segment. If I got the point,
No, because now it's
Hint,
tied.
hint. Oh, is it?
Yes,
What's the
I
score?
thought I was
2-2.
When did I? Okay.
Oh wait,
I
I
don't
guess
remem-
Keo,
I don't-
I guess Stair did get the point.
I don't know what's real anymore. So
No, Keo gets the point. I cannot sacrifice the
Integrity
integrity of
of
this
the-
of this
I'm not even
game.
sure I have 2 points, to be honest.
You
No,
don't. You have
point.
one.
Help!
Anyway,
Please,
Keo, you
if
got
you're
this.
listening, help!
Keo, you got this in the bag. But let's go ahead and play with this Netflix show anyway.
All right, if Sarah wins this one, he can have the game. He can have the prize.
Oh,
I've already got the real victory.
yeah, the moral victory.
Yeah.
Which,
About bad mouthing Hillary Clinton.
all right, this one's called "A Letter for the King."
You want to take this one, Stair, or should I start?
Okay, so there's this guy in Africa, and he's really mad that the English are racist, so he sends a letter to the king.
Like
Ooh.
demanding them to be less racist.
Yes. Well, politely asking.
Oh yeah,
And they're like, oh, wow, they can write?
have them executed.
Possibly. I won't speculate on how the show ends.
Yeah, I'm picturing some kind of medieval era show where this guy's got an important message for the king, but the king is really far away, so he has to go on a whole adventure to bring him the
so
letter.
it's 1917, the film that just came out.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, except it's not. I'm pretty sure 1917 was not medieval times, Stairmaster.
I mean, it basically was a medieval conflict. It was a bunch of inbred just
ooh,
squabbling and getting millions of people.
Interesting.
Oh, it's once again talk about how World War I was good now. Fought for good reasons.
Yeah, it was a good war.
It was a smart, rational war that made a lot of sense.
It was noble and definitely didn't lead to anything worse.
Like stuff we might talk about later in this podcast.
Nah. Anyway, continue, Keo.
That's it.
Oh, all right.
Wait, is this
What
an
else
anime,
have-
Keo?
No, it's not an anime.
Oh, it sounds like
Keo,
an
this
anime plot.
this sounds like sort of a return. It sounds like this person's going to be returning the king.
Ooh.
Anyway, a letter for the king. When a ruthless prince threatens to cast the world into darkness, a young knight in training named Turi embarks on an epic quest to deliver a secret letter to the king.
Fuck you! I just want everyone to remember that my show pitches have been consistently better than
Along the
Keo's.
way, he unexpectedly finds himself at the center of a magical prophecy foretelling the rise of a hero who can defeat the prince and restore peace.
Are you saying that my Council of Dad premise was not fantastic?
I would
I don't
watch
know.
both shows.
I think a bunch of dads becoming lawyers, but they're still bumbling dads.
Well, I would only watch Stairmaster's dad show if Chuck McGill was in there.
He could be one of the dads.
He's not a dad.
He's kind of old now.
Yeah, he categorically barely fucks.
Oh, do you mean the actual character and not just...
Not
The
just
actor?
Michael McKean? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, looks like despite Keo's trying his best to give you the win, Keo, Stairmaster, Keo
Oh,
won
yes.
both the moral victory and the actual victory.
Thank
the best
you.
What's
sort
the
of
prize?
win. Yeah. Here's your prize, Keo, right?
A crown fit for a king.
Yeah, it's a crown.
Why would you give me a crown of thorns?
It's a
Well,
crown, Keo, right?
To remind you
Swans-
that the crown weighs heavy.
Swanson, it's jabbing into my head.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be. It's a crown of thorns.
Okay. Do I have to wear this?
Yeah.
Until
whole
we crucify
podcast.
you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're
This
doing
is
that
not a
at the
good
end of
prize.
We're doing that at the end of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing those ADL guys are gone.
Wait, they'd be in favor of this.
That's
Oh,
why that.
Oh no!
Oh God.
I'm glad they didn't hear that.
Oh, they're rising from the floorboards.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, they got me. Ah.
Oh, Astair's in jail now. Cancelled.
Cancel.
All right, well, that's it for another rousing segment of Guess Who's Coming, and another great prize for Kyorain. I'm pretty sure at this point the score is like 10-2 in terms of who's won all time.
Yeah, but I'm like the MVP somehow. They're a statistical anomaly.
Listen,
Yeah.
the synapses really fire when Stairs coming up with these premises.
Yeah, you can. It's truly when he's at his like best.
I mean, I
I'm
think
only alive
Stairmaster's
during these segments.
problem is that he takes the title of the show and tries to make something interesting, whereas I'm actually somewhat trying to guess what the television landscape is coming out with.
So with Council of Dads, you were somewhat trying to guess what the landscape was.
Well,
Yeah, Keo.
okay, listen, I went a little wild with that one, but I had a feeling the premise was that there was just a group of dads. So,
Well, I mean, it did pay off for you. So
I also had the premise there was a group of dads.
no, I thought the whole premise was that there was a group of dads.
and I mean, yes, that is the whole premise, actually.
Yeah, I still think lawyer dads is funner.
Yeah. Well, now that that's over with, it's time for our main event. We watched the show and we're going to talk about it. This week,
Hunter x Hunter.
that's right, this week we watched Amazon's Hunters, the Nazi hunting show that's had some controversy recently. Yeah, it's a show. There's Nazis in it, and Al Pacino's here.
I don't even know where to start with this show. To be
Nary a
honest with you
hoo-ha to
guys.
be found by Al Pacino, by the way. What about that, Keo? What about the show, Keo?
I have no clue where to start with this, except
Why don't
for
we start with the beginning?
I know where to start. The running time. Where the fuck is this 90 minutes?
yeah. Why
Yeah.
is episode 1 of this show like a movie?
A movie
Yeah.
that only sets up more shit I would have to watch if I was interested.
Yeah, a movie that does not follow an act structure at all. It just keeps having things happen.
Everything
but
is Act 1.
Yeah, you should like save the 90 minutes stuff for the finale.
Or just
if you
don't
wanna
do
an
it.
if you want to do an extended length premiere, keep it to like 80 minutes at most.
Keep it
Usually
60.
70 minutes.
Keep it 60 minutes. You know what? This did not need an extra half hour. It was padded to the max. It felt like I was
Yeah.
watching a Marvel Netflix show, but all of the season at once.
This is pretty stuffed, and it's kind of a problem.
So yes, we get a rollicking 70s good time. There's a good old
Yes.
campfire. Do you want to paint this picture that you were painting, Stairmaster?
Yeah, we got the grill, and he's flipping it. He's flipping the grill.
As you do when you're cooking.
Yeah, and what was playing on the radio? Do you remember?
It was an R&B 70s
I
hits.
thought it was like Creedence Clearwater.
No, it was something. It was like an R&B song.
Yeah, they
Kids are
definitely.
playing in the pool. You can see the Chesapeake Bay or whatever the hell DC's sitting on. It's Maryland, 1977. You don't know it, but this is as good as things are going to get.
Yeah, it's definitely showing that idyllic American life that everyone strives for. But, uh-oh.
What's this?
Anyways, yes, we hear a guy say something along the lines of never again. Well, we have the Chinese motorboat our titties with these trees.
Yeah.
Anyways, the important part is that the first thing we hear in the show is someone saying never again.
I'm pretty sure that's deliberate, right?
I don't know. I think it might be a coincidence.
I think it's got to be a little bit deliberate.
I didn't see him on the nose enough.
So
a little strange
the
for
way
the
they delivered
fact
it.
that also a Nazi was saying it, so...
Yeah, true. So we get introduced to this guy and this lady. Don't worry, they're
Yes.
not important, as we learn.
Yeah, we have this guy hosting the event.
His name's
He's
Biff.
He's Undersecretary of State.
Yeah, his name
And the
is.
other guy is Big Government Boy.
His name in the credits is Biff Simpson.
Yeah.
I assume that's not his actual Nazi name. Because guess what? He's a Nazi. Which we find out through this guy's wife just sort of immediately figuring out that he's a Nazi.
Yes, she immediately recognizes him and has a panic attack.
How old do you think this lady is, by the way? It's like 1977.
She would have had
looks to be in her mid-30s at oldest.
During the Holocaust, she was probably a small child.
I guess it
And
tracks.
his reaction is to pull out a very quiet pistol.
Very conveniently placed.
Yeah, and just swiftly kill everyone there, including his wife and 3 children.
Yeah, I
but
like
he
this
didn't care
sort
about
of...
them
Yeah,
because they were, undesirables.
yes. Yeah, I like this sort of strategy of this one lady who everyone else thinks is having a nervous breakdown is going to ruin my cover, might as well kill them all. Because Nazis, of course, had no rationale to anything that they were doing. They just sort of did it at wonton.
And they're so evil to the point where they can just kill their own kids because they're not pure enough or whatever.
Yeah.
Just maximum cartoon villainy that kind of dulls the idea of
It gets even worse because when the Nazi assassin shows up to clean up, he's just still sitting there, and he talks about how he's been waiting all night.
Yeah.
And the really scary thing about Nazis is that most of them weren't like psychopaths. They were,
Yeah, they were just dweebs like the guys you see on, those assholes on Twitter
Yeah, like
and 4chan.
yeah, like they
Painting
weren't these
them as
cartoonish
this,
villains.
these cartoon ultimate evil villains is just cheap.
This dude gives
and,
an anime monologue.
I mean,
Yeah.
even Frieza wouldn't do this.
Yeah, Frieza would. Frieza might kill his own kids.
Well, Frieza canonically does have a son, of course. If you read Akira Toriyama's manga, Nico Majin Z.
Would he kill it? Would he kill him?
No. He made Vegeta babysit it. I'm saying it because I don't know what their genders are.
So yeah, he gives this monologue about like, oh yeah, you Jewish people are always mucking about, and then he kills the lady. Like,
Yeah, he does some. He
Yeah,
amps it up, but not in a good way, I would say.
that speech he gave her like completely killed any of the tension or anything from that scene. It was just like, why is this man just talking for like 20 minutes to this woman he's about to kill?
yeah, like I was waiting for them to do something improbable, and he like lets her live, and then she's like the title character, like she's like the main character.
Yeah, I thought it was going to turn out she's a Nazi hunter, and that's how we get introduced to hunters.
No. Instead, we have to follow this this feeble, nerdy Jewish boy because that's not a stereotype at all.
Well, see, it's like Harry Potter. First he starts off as a normal man, but then he receives the call to adventure.
Well, here's my question: did you buy that this kid was a nerd?
I bought that they wanted him to be a nerd.
Right, you thought that the writers wrote him to be a nerd, but the actor is not at all.
Yeah, it seems like he could have fought back a little better.
It's like
against
watching
his
Andrew
bully.
Garfield play Spider-Man. It's just like, I do not buy that this dude is Peter Parker.
Yeah, definitely they were trying to go for this guy as Peter Parker. That's 100% what this was.
Yeah. We open with him giving a long, detailed analysis on Darth Vader that's less about Darth Vader and more just about his own thoughts.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they use pop culture in the show.
Yeah.
Because everyone's dropping pop culture, but it doesn't seem natural. Like, it seems like they are exclusively talking about stuff we'd remember.
This feels to me like a guy who watched a double feature of Inglourious Bastards and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and said, that!
Oh, you took all the wrong lessons.
Yeah, both of those. So yeah,
This show definitely comes across as something that, like a high school student who just got done learning about the Holocaust was like, man, I could write something crazy.
Yeah, and the two movie posters he had hanging up were Boondock Saints and Pulp Fiction.
No.
And he was like, I'm going to make something like this. Something that speaks to people.
Something that makes people go, wow.
And,
crazy.
And I mean, to be fair, it did make me go, wow.
Well, Swanson, I heard you say wow, and it was like an exasperated wow.
I mean,
Anyways,
yeah.
this guy has a very nuanced take on Darth Vader for someone who's watching this movie in 1977.
For presumably the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, he has a very in-depth take on Darth Vader. Like the type of take that someone might have in 2019 if they were writing about this.
Yes.
Now, one of my biggest issues with this show is that it took a real world tragedy, I don't know what you want to call it, but a thing that actually happened, and it's just kind of juxtaposing it with this goofy, over-the-top violence and these wacky nerd boys.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to go together, but it doesn't, which goes to our earlier point from last episode where we were talking about the whole Auschwitz thing. Where
Yes.
Don't use a real
Which is
concentration camp.
it's in this episode.
Yeah,
I was not expecting
why-
us to deal directly with it.
Why couldn't they have used a fictional setting or fictional conflict or anything like that? They didn't. They did not
not
need any. Yeah, fictional.
I mean, they should have. I mean, it's fine to have your thing be about the Holocaust. I mean,
Oh
Magneto
no,
gets
I mean
away
it
with
didn't need to
being
be
his
in
origin
Auschwitz.
story. But yeah, it could have been a fictional location.
Like, why did Al Pacino's character and this nerd boy's grandma have to be in Auschwitz, of all places to be?
Just
You
make
just
one
make
up.
one
You
up.
already, yeah, he went out. Yeah, the showrunner even says he went out of the way to give them numbers higher than anyone that was recorded.
Well, my issue with it is not that they used a real event, but just the fact that they took it and made it something that's honestly just goofy.
The chess game, you mean?
So,
That the Nazis would go to this
fuck
much
the-
effort to do something?
The chess game was goofy, but the whole premise it has like a cartoon villain. It's just ridiculous. The whole thing, the whole way through, it's just silly.
Yeah. And we'll get to like throughout this episode, there's like silly deaths that happen to people, which is like off-putting for one, and then it's just so stupid. It's unnecessary. I get it. I get that they're killing, like they're going after Jewish people. I don't need to see this constantly.
And they're just so. I feel like they're so desperate to keep our attention.
Yeah,
We're
and
just gonna
instead
get
of, you know what they
we're gonna
could have
get
done to
bored
keep
or
our
something.
attention? Introduce us to the fucking hunters.
Yeah, don't. This fucking FBI B plot doesn't work either.
Yeah. There's we might as well talk about it now because I don't know how else I'm going to tie it back in really because it's sort of incongruous to the rest of the episode.
Yeah, it doesn't come up at all.
But there's a lady who is not well respected because she's black and a woman, and it's
At the
1977, and she's in the FBI, and she goes and investigates this murder. We'll get to that murder, I guess, but like, yeah, she goes and investigates this murder and finds I guess she's gonna eventually tie into the hunters stuff, but like,
Let's talk about this murder since you brought it up. Kyo?
Yeah, my exact response to the scene where this murder happened were I had two words. They were and okay. I'm not sure if "a" a word, so maybe it was just one word.
What do you mean, Keo? You don't love to laugh at old naked people?
Were you laughing?
Oh yeah, I was chuckling. I was chuckling my ass off at this old naked lady just sort of singing to herself and then dying horribly.
Yeah, for some reason they have this scene where they decided they needed to include not only an old lady dying, but an old lady dying in the shower.
Like this poor actress.
Yeah.
With full nudity,
the thing that bothers me is all they establish is she's German. We don't get to see the Hitler photograph until 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
Anyway, with full 360-degree nudity. And she's in the shower, and then...
It's only 180-degree nudity.
No, it was 360 degrees.
We see cheeks.
We see her old lady breasts.
Yeah.
We see every bit of this woman, and then she goes in the shower, and then the water goes away, and then it becomes gas, and she dies. Was this us supposed to be, cheering for the hunters doing this murder?
I didn't know that she was... I mean, I figured she wasn't, Jewish, but I don't know,
Well, she was German. And
yeah.
She was at Cape Canaveral, so if you're... I don't think the average person knows about the Nazi influence on the American space program. But on the other hand, I think people who would watch a show about Nazi hunting would.
I think you're giving too much faith. People might just see Al Pacino's in a TV show and be like, "Oh, I'll watch that."
Well, what emotion was this supposed to invoke in us other than just shock, is my question.
Yeah, you don't really get a reason to hate the woman because,
She's just eating chocolates and watching TV and then taking a shower. Everyday shit.
Yeah.
And it's like the death was kind of shown in a sympathetic way. It's kind of awful.
Yeah,
there needs to be an element of karma. She needs to be shown being racist or something.
Oh, do you think the writer's saying that there's bad people on both sides?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Maybe that's something Amazon had to include.
Yeah.
As part of the contract. Oh, we need to have some sympathetic Nazis on this program.
I picture Bezos himself weighed in on this one.
I don't know, because Bezos was the one that...
We need sympathetic Nazis.
I don't know what's up with Bezos, because he personally bought Expanse for Amazon. The Expanse for Amazon. That's a very left-wing program.
I think he's just a huge nerd.
Yeah. What a dork.
He's a big dweeb.
Anyways, we cut back to New York and...
Oh, yeah, we can move back a bit.
We'll
go back before the grandma gets killed. V-plot's out of the way.
Yeah, they're leaving the movie theater. They're talking the nerd shit, dropping all their references. Batman,
apparently they're
Spider-Man.
trying to sell a whole bunch of weed or something, which we don't find out until he actually gets to the part where he's selling the weed.
Yeah, there's a lot of weed to be selling. I guess drug enforcement wasn't as good back then.
I guess. If you were white. And
also, this is my other note. One of my very few notes on this show is that I've never seen a show tackle the concept of a nerd doing a drug deal to a bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the bully being a Nazi and the nerd being a Jew.
Yeah.
He's not a Nazi, he's just anti-Semite.
Is there much of a difference?
Well, Stare will elaborate.
Nazis have a political ideology, anti-Semites are just racist and dumb. Well, Nazis are political and racist and dumb.
Well, we don't really know if this guy's political or not.
Yeah, he
we
might
just
be.
know that he's highly anti-Semitic.
He might be a member of the American Nazi Party.
I'm getting the impression
But I think he's too young for that.
Yeah, I'm getting the impression that he's just dumb, given that he doesn't show back up again. Although, this is the type of show where that kid, after he gets the newfound confidence of murdering Nazis, is going to come back and be like, I know how to fight now, and I'm going to fight you. And then, stab him or something. So then he goes home, and he talks to his Jewish grandma. And we also, I love that this is a tender scene. He doesn't
fight, he just gets the shit punched out of him.
Yeah, he doesn't fight back at all. He stands there.
Yes.
So we have this tender scene where she's like, "Oh, I'll make you some soup," and it's great. But then we also have to have the scene where she's like, "What's this? You're selling weed?"
It's poison.
Like, no thank you. Why are we having this scene too? Just have the nice scene before she dies.
They had to establish that she was highly moralistic and anti-drug for some reason.
Yeah, that doesn't really pay off in terms of the arcs going on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the scene where she's like, "Oh, you can't be selling drugs," means nothing.
I guess
Does
it's
nothing.
established that our protagonist thinks out of the box morally when he justifies that it's paying for their rent. I guess.
Yeah, but didn't we already get that with
Yeah.
the Darth Vader monologue?
Yeah, so it's completely superfluous.
This was them trying to establish a close bond between this grandmother and grandson, but it didn't really pay off very much. We weren't really invested in this relationship at all.
What do you mean? You weren't gutted when he suddenly wakes up and a dude just shoots her and then leaves and doesn't see if anyone else is in the house?
I mean,
Well, I will admit that I did cry.
after you shoot someone with a very loud gun, you typically should leave. If you're not doing it legally.
Yeah, but I
Shooting
mean, like,
persons. I mean,
if you want to get rid of the witnesses.
I don't know. He just did not do his research and learn that there was another person living there, I guess.
Yeah. He missed that part.
He also had a loud conversation with her as well, but he only caught the tail end of it, I guess.
Well, yeah, for dramatic effect.
yeah.
So this is pretty much a cartoon at this point, you know. But luckily we get we get her funeral. Is this what that is? Her funeral?
Yes, it's like the reception.
Yeah. And,
Rest in peace, Uncle Ben.
He really
Because-
does have a Spider-Man origin story, doesn't he?
We get a scene where this relative tells him that only the immediate family get to sit in the room,
Yeah.
and then he points out that her immediate family's dead, so she should go fuck off.
That was nice. And then Al Pacino shows up and he says, "Hey, it's me, Al Pacino. Ooh-ha."
You got some balls on you, kid, for telling that lady off.
Is it weird that Al Pacino, a not Jewish man, is doing a Jewish character here within?
It works.
I mean, I don't mind it, I guess, but I don't know.
I'll allow it.
I mean, it's not like blackface. It's not like the Hebrew.
I guess if
version
he
of
were like
blackface.
hamming it up, I would be like if you were like eating a bagel and lox or something while he's talking to someone and being like,
Wearing one of those big hats.
yeah. Then
Yeah,
I
Al
would be like,
Pacino's
all right, Al
character's like,
Pacino, dial it back.
like someone you'd want to aspire to be. So
Yeah, but yeah, he gives him a pep talk where he's like, you have to live to let your enemies
Yeah,
know that you're
well,
better than them.
yes, living well is the best revenge, which I believe is a line in the trailer.
Yeah. And then he's like, have a good life, kid.
So when you were watching this, were you like me and just asking where is Al Pacino every time he's not on screen?
I mean, yeah, he's the main thrust of the show.
Yeah.
He's in all of the advertising because it's Al Pacino.
He's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do you think he'll be struck down?
Ooh. I mean, I'm assuming there's more than one season of this show, probably, so.
They can't kill Al Pacino.
No,
It's
they
not
can't
gonna
have Al
happen.
Pacino for 2 seasons. That'd be way too expensive.
You think?
Yeah, they're going to kill him off. That's why they had the Star Wars monologue at the start.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that makes sense.
I mean,
And-
Oh,
yes,
no.
It says the hero's journey, which is Star Wars.
And he'll be stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Wow, I can't believe I predicted this entire season.
Yeah, it was really shocking when Al Pacino's character turns to the camera and says, "Time to die."
I guess the FBI lady's going to be like Han Solo.
Oh yeah, very boring Han Solo. So yeah, they I don't know what the plan is here. They say that there's some sort of sinister plan, but it seems to be them just killing Jewish people.
There's something about ending sanctions on some South American countries.
Yeah.
It seems like if I was envisioning a Nazi takeover, You know, I would imagine they're just getting voted into office, not this weird cloak and dagger Illuminati shit.
Yeah, and also, what's taking them so long? Jeez, 1977.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hurry it up, Nazis.
And their
Or
idea
really,
of cloak
the 50s and 60s would have been a better time for the Nazis to take over.
Yes.
and then their idea of cloak and dagger is to send men around bullying
Well,
congressmen.
yes, bullying people.
Yeah.
And by which you mean brutalizing their faces with bowling balls. In a less cool version of that scene from Daredevil.
Yeah. This whole thing feels like a less cool Daredevil.
Yeah.
Although the one thing it does have over the Marvel Netflix shows is that at least by the end, like they seem like they're getting ready to start hunting.
Yes.
But yeah, the pacing on this show does feel like a Marvel Netflix show in that there's subplots that no one wants or needs.
I
Just
will
to-
say this is better looking. Like, they got exterior shots.
Yeah,
Unlike Marvel.
that's the other part of this where it feels like sub Tarantino.
Yeah, you can actually see the streets of New York.
Yeah.
Like all the old-timey stuff.
So, he's still grieving, obviously, and he needs to find the killer of his grandmother.
Yeah, so he goes to meet up with the Warriors.
Yeah, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, I think they were trying to tap into the genre, the pulp.
I
Whatever
guess,
the hell
but
this
they
guy
don't
was
do anything. They just sit there until the cops come, and then they're like, "Let's scram, Daddy-O!"
Yeah, he just thought it would be cool to include in his show.
Yeah.
The cops were just on standby waiting for a nerd boy to walk over with a bag.
They really were. They were waiting for the most convenient plot reason to show up.
I assume they would just be having a guy watch the gang territory.
Like, the gang has been hanging out, standing there the whole day, and then some nerdy kid shows up and is like, got a bag, and they're like, let's go.
We have to protect that white man.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Got it in one.
Anyway, he gets bailed out by Pacino, who's like, you can't keep doing this, kid. It's me, Al Pacino. I sound like Charles Bronson for some reason.
Well, they also reference Charles Bronson in this.
Oh, yeah, because his friends...
What year was Death Wish?
Like 75 or 76 or something.
1974.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so it should have been out of the zeitgeist, probably.
Ah, yeah.
Death Wish 2 was probably out by then.
Did people in the 70s have the same overwhelming monoculture that people in, like, the 90s of our youth did? I don't think that's...
I'm going to go with no. Probably
Yeah.
not. So his two friends, by the way, who have the nicknames Booty Hole and Cheeks.
Wait, hold up, what?
They're listed in the credits as Booty Hole and Cheeks.
Oh, I gotta wonder. Yeah, that is not a name you give yourself.
No, someone... Yeah, what happened?
They probably go by those names.
I would
because
rather see the origin story for that than...
they're extremely confident people. They go by these names.
Who were those bullies in Power Rangers?
Skull and Bunk.
Bunk? It wasn't Bunk.
Not Bunk. It was Skull and
Bulk and Skull. That's what it feels like. Just Booty Hole and Cheek. They need that Bulk and Skull music to play whenever they show up. That's the one thing I remember that's been seared into my brain about Power Rangers, that anytime Bulk and Skull showed up, it would always play like the weirdest... It would be like... Anyway, Booty Hole and Cheeks, his two confidants, they tell him that, like, hey man, you're crazy. And I guess they just leave after this, right? Because then it's Al Pacino's show. He's like, move over.
Yeah, so Al Pacino takes him home from the police office after he gets arrested for having all the weed in New York.
Yeah, and then he tells him a story about how he knows his grandmother. How many stories do we need of this about Nazis being bad? Get to the hunting already.
Oh, wow. The ones that don't like it when there's negative portrayals of Nazis.
Listen, we need to establish that they're bad in order to have an emotional investment in the hunting.
Do we have anything new to say about the chess game?
No, it's
because
bad
this is
and
where
it's
it
dumb.
happens. Yeah, it's played so seriously as well.
Which is, ridiculous.
Which is weird. for a show that's supposed to be based off Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah. Yeah, they play it very seriously. I don't know. It's stupid and doesn't need to be.
It's stupid
made.
and dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, this show tries to have its cake and eat it too. It both wants to be
It wants to
schlocky
be
and
Inglourious
over the
Bastards,
top.
but it also wants to be Munich.
Yeah, and you can't be both.
You absolutely cannot.
Thanks for letting me finish my thought there.
Mine's better.
What was your thought, Keo? Say it.
It wants to both be schlocky and over the top, but also have serious emotional connections with the audience, showing the true pathos and emotion of the Holocaust and its horrors.
Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, we find out that I don't even remember what happens in this middle part. Oh, he leaves and just looks through the phone book and finds.
No, well, yes, he finds.
He looks at a photo he was given from Pacino.
Yes, first Al Pacino leaves after the chess story, and then he finds the secret book passageway, and that's where he finds the Nazi hunting bunker.
Yeah, and he's like, "You don't want to get into this, kid. You don't understand what we're doing.
You don't have the fight in you." And he steals the photograph of the man who shot his grandma and runs away.
Yeah, and he notices that he has like a balloon thing on the back of his car. Poor choice, by the way. But then like we don't see any of like detective work.
Well, no, we
in
see
here.
him going through the yellow book, and he finds the logo that looks like the thing on the car.
Immediately, though, he seems like he knows what he's looking for. There's no establishment that we know what this toy store is.
This montage is kind of him going through the phone book could be shot a little bit.
It's not even a montage. He opens the phone book, scrolls through a few pages, and finds it. It's a New York City phone book.
Yeah, the pacing's a little bad, though. Not gonna lie.
Look, it's obvious that he recognized it and then went to the phone book to look it up.
Oh, maybe that is the case.
I mean, even if that was the case, you should have established it. Should have maybe in earlier when you were having a scene with the grandma, established the toy store or something. I don't know.
It's not clear exactly how he
No, I
knew to
think he
look at
was.
the phone
I
book.
think he was just looking through the phone book because they do make.
What,
a play of him
hoping against hope that he finds something?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a very weird thing to have on your car.
Give me a... Alright, I need to look through each page of the phone book until I find a red balloon. What if he had gotten the wrong thing? He's like, this kind of looks like a red balloon.
Oh, that's what the show makes us think when he goes to confront the guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a moment of hesitation.
Yeah, he goes and confronts the guy, but instead it's a Nazi boy.
He's about to stab him, but he hesitates. And then he sees the scar on his neck that the Nazi was told that he had, and then he gets tased by the Nazi.
So, not only is it just a Nazi, it's the Nazi that killed his grandma's sister.
Yes.
Come, it's like, why does it? Why?
I mean, why else would that Nazi have shot her? If there had to be a Nazi that
because she was
recognized.
working with Al Pacino.
That would be a way stronger Nazi. Then you have to have an easy Nazi for your first episode to kill.
Yeah, but I mean, you could do an easy Nazi and have like his grandma's killer be someone that like there's an arc with in terms of him wanting to like get revenge. Like there's no.
You just have an easy Nazi who's angry that the hunters are killing Nazis and tries to kill her.
Yeah.
Fails. I mean, succeeds, but
I
then
don't care
dies.
enough to argue this point.
I mean, I don't know why you're arguing the point.
Anyways, he gets tied up, and this guy tortures him by throwing darts at him, just like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your word for it. And
I don't think that was really torture. I think it was.
Well, he was actually trying to murder him in that scenario, but shut up.
So yeah, he's torturing him, and there's like a big old person knocking at the door. He's like, "Oh, we're closed. Come again later."
Seems like a normal sized person to me.
There's a big old person, and he goes and answers the door, and then the kid breaks free. Pretty quick, by the way.
So what was up with his yelling for help?
He
Like,
didn't want to die.
Was he too weak to yell like loud?
No, he did yell, and Al Pacino heard him.
No, I mean like when he started yelling at first, he was like, "Help! Help!"
I guess this toy store just has really good soundproofing.
Yeah. I mean, if I were a Nazi, and I'm
Yeah.
not, I would probably soundproof my torture room.
No, I'm just saying, like, the way he was yelling in the scene was not convincing that he was trying to yell for help for his life. It was just like,
okay.
he was like, "Oh, help! Come on, help!"
Hey,
Maybe
hey,
the
come on,
actor-
guy. Hey, if you're out there, hey.
Maybe
Hey,
the
come on,
actor's
man.
incapable of yelling. Maybe he's got a medical condition.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they
Well-
probably should have established that, too.
Well, good on him for getting this gig.
So, he fights this guy, but he doesn't he doesn't have it in him to kill him, so Al Pacino does it for him, pretty much. The guy, he has the knife and he's getting ready, but the guy reverses it on him, and then Al
Okay,
Pacino
so
stabs him through the throat.
You know what this is? This is literally just the first episode of The Boys.
Yeah.
Except it's more literal since it's actual Nazis instead of us.
So they're not
The
gonna
abstract,
they're not gonna kill any of the other Nazis.
I assume.
Hmm.
I don't know. This has more episodes than The Boys season 1 did, I think.
I think it's 10 episodes
Yeah, and also none of these Nazis are bulletproof.
that we know of.
Also, the boys established this revenge story much better than this.
Yes, The Boys is way better than this.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. So then Al Pacino's like, "I guess you're ready now, kid, that you've almost died." So then he's like, "All right, now that this whole long and asinine pilot is over, meet the actual team that we're going to be spending the next 9 episodes with."
Oh, this fucking... It's just...
Why didn't I get introduced to these people for 90 minutes?
Yeah, we get to... So it turns out they were in the background the whole time, and we get a little bit of flashbacks like Ocean 11's
Yeah.
bullshit. But these people
Listen,
don't have
listen.
any lines except for one guy.
This felt less like
need-
Ocean's 11 and more like that Rick and Morty episode where they all do a con.
we needed the emotional setup of this guy's grandmother dying, who we had one scene with that didn't really establish much rapport.
I guess they really were trying to go for the boys type of thing here, where the boys themselves don't show up really in the first episode.
I mean,
Yeah.
we meet half the boys in the first episode, Huey and Rick Carl.
Well, we meet 2/5 of the boys in the first episode.
Oh, there's 2 other boys and a girl.
Yeah, the boys.
A girl can't be a member of the boys.
Oh, wow! Looks like someone's following the gender binary.
Anyways, do we
yeah,
want
so
to
we-
talk about FBI lady's plot since we're done with the episode?
No,
Yeah,
I just want to
yes.
end it with the progressive Nazis that we get to see at the end here, where he's like, "Oh, you thought it would be a man, but it's I, woman." Nazis can be women too.
But evil Nazi women is a common trope.
Yeah, very common.
Like, they used to have, like, erotic thrillers in Israel where there'd be, like, a Nazi camp commander torturing the men until the government banned that sort of thing.
What was the Nazi stance on women?
They were allowed.
They were allowed to live, but they had to know their place in the kitchen.
So they couldn't be
Basically,
leader
pretty
of the
much.
fourth. They couldn't be leader of the Fourth Reich like the Colonel
Yeah,
is.
and World War II, they didn't put the women in the factories. They didn't make an effort to put them in positions of labor to free up men.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how their regressive ideas helped them lose the war.
If you're curious about the Nazi economy, I recommend reading The Wages of Destruction.
Yeah, probably better than this.
Yes.
Any final
This has been
thoughts on this?
Stairmaster's Book Corner.
Any final thoughts on this one?
They were trying to do way too much. They ended up just giving us this big pile of slop.
Yeah.
It's not great. I was a lot more pleased with it when I was watching it, but I think that's because the weed gummies were still in my system.
Yeah,
And now that I've talked it over with you, I'm a lot more sobered up.
I'm gonna say it's more than not great. It's bad. It's trash garbage that should be in the dumpster and should stay there. I don't like it.
I mean, this show, if it didn't try to do everything at once and didn't try to just shock us to keep our interest, it might have been good. But no, this doesn't work.
It's weird that a show can try and do so much and yet feel like it's struggling to fill 90 minutes.
Yeah, part of the problem is that a bunch of the stuff they're doing is contradictory. That they have cartoon villains, but yet they want us to have an emotional connection with the characters and the events.
Yeah. It's no good. I mean, I think that sounds like a round of tune-outs, right?
Yeah, the funny thing is I was going to give it a tune-in before we recorded this episode.
Wow.
That's how much it was hitting me, the weed gummies, from yesterday.
Well,
looks like I need to get started on my taking weed career, because that sounds great.
Or we can just make sure Stairmaster never takes weed before we record an episode. That way we'll never have to...
Nightmare.
Yeah, could you imagine if we had one person give this a tune-in?
Yeah, no.
Look, just imagine if both me and Stair were high, and we both gave it a tune-in, and you were having to argue with us.
I would lose my
I
mind.
guess you can watch this if you're high.
I guess that's the only way, yeah. So that sounds like a green in.
Hey.
We're going to have to get 2 ratings from now on. The sober rating and the high rating.
Yeah.
Well, that would require me to watch these not sober consistently.
I feel like this one would sober you up.
Yeah.
Anyway, that runtime certainly sobered me up. I turned this on expecting it to be like 60 minutes. To see that it was 90 made me literally audibly go, ugh. Because I knew it wasn't going to be necessary. Because it almost never is.
I thought, oh, maybe this will be like the Dracula show where they have like 3 episodes. But I looked and it's like, no.
Yeah, it's almost never necessary to have that long of an intro. Unless you have like... Yeah, what?
No, you go.
Look, if Breaking Bad could get its pilot done in less than 60, you can.
Breaking Bad established a lot, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even The Wire. If The Wire can get it done in under 60. The Sopranos...
Staggering how much these shows fit to an hour.
What actually does get established in this episode?
They're hunting Nazis.
And they need to be hunted. And also, the government is corrupted. And for some reason, that one guy at NASA knows about this.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Alright. Well, that's a tune out for Hunters. And that's about it for this week's episode of the show. We'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Until then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I found him.
Hey folks, it's time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know that in World War II, Stairmaster's kill count was 69?